Hey there, I'm Jeff. Welcome to the Accessible Classroom. This is a video series where I review web accessibility tools and concepts and consider their application to the classroom. In this episode, I'm going to take a look at non-visual desktop access. That's NVDA for short. This is a screen reader application for the Windows operating system, and if you don't know much about screen readers, they're applications that help people with visual impairments access digital content. So what they do is they take the text in on a screen, and then they read it back to the user with a synthetic voice. I'll take you through some of the highlights, limitations, and classroom application of NVDA. All right, so let's get into some of the highlights. NVDA is an open source platform, so that means it's free for anyone to use. It survives on donations though, so if you appreciate it, think about throwing them some coins. You can access NVDA on their download page. You plop in your email, click download, and you'll have it. Now, NVDA is designed to enable entirely non-visual consumption of digital content. So it's an effective tool for visually impaired learners who need that level of support, and for educators who seek to design digital learning experiences with empathy for visually impaired learners. With that in mind, a non-visual navigation of this application is intended not to come from what you see on the screen, but where you can navigate to via the keyboard and your mouse. And much more so, it seems to have a bias towards keys, which makes sense. So you'll want to find the keyboard shortcuts, study up, and figure out the essential functions so that you can get going. I recommend starting with how to turn it on and turn it off, and then also how you can use it to read the text that's on the page. What's kind of cool is there's audio alerts that let you know that the application's even been turned on or off. So if I click on Control-Alt-N here, you'll hear the sound come on. And then
stop reading.
As I navigate around
Reading
with my
continuously
mouse,
from this point on.
or if I push different buttons.
NVDA keyboard shortcuts screen reader key. Heading level 1 NVDA keyboard shortcuts. Link screen reader keyboard shortcuts greater NVDA. Also available in a link single page printer friendly PDF version.
Insert Q.
Exit NVDA dialog. NVDA.
Yes. And then it goes away. Another thing to keep in mind is there's a entire add-on community. With it being a open source product, that makes sense. But this is a community of people that have created a bunch of add-ons, and one of them that I highly recommend that you utilize is the focus highlight feature. So this is a feature that will add the different boxes that you'll see on my screen as I use NVDA, and I think it's especially helpful for a person who is wanting to choose accessible content and design accessible content, but is a visually able person, to be able to see where the screen reader is actually reading, especially if you're like me and you rely on your sense of sight. It's a helpful scaffold for me to utilize the application the way I want to use it. Now, some of the limitations, as you might have seen, there's a little bit of a learning curve on how to use the screen reader, especially if you are a fully sight-enabled person. It reads absolutely everything. So among the first things you want to do is to build up your muscle memory for turning it on and off during your content aggregation and design process. Turn it on to test, turn it off if you are not using it. It's great that it has a powerful keyboard navigation, but that being said, they're unlike any application I've ever used, so they will take time to learn. Another limitation here is that it's Windows only. So if you don't have a Windows device, you're kind of out of luck with this product, and you're going to have to find an alternative. Now, thinking about classroom application, if you find yourself in the position of recommending a screen reader for a student with visual impairments, this is a robust, low cost to free option. However, I think a real opportunity here for teachers is for a test tool as content developers. As you're designing in your Google Classroom, you might consider hitting Control-Alt, and is it? And turning it on.
BT Classroom Chris Save button menu button collapse heading level 1 December 2
and
button
see
about
what you
button
can see
button up
that
complement no work
you.
link
And
Google
evaluate
heading
if
level
you
2
feel
list
like,
with 7 items link
in
developing
this
a
case,
blended lesson.
your launching
Menu
pad
button
or your
link
LMS
menu button link menu button link face to face set menu button sub menu topic options
is accessible.
and beat chord a Neolithic site of Kittelhoyuk heading level 1 Neolithic site of Kittelhoyuk.
You might also apply it to web pages that you're thinking about using as resources. Perhaps you send learners out to websites that you find that have good learning content, and you want to see how accessible it's going
List
to be.
with 5 items link description, link maps,
for
link documents,
a person with visual impairments.
link gallery, link in, out of list
here.
heading level 6 CDO Neolitico de Kittelhoyuk, dos Colinas Forman este CDO del Sur de la Llanura de Anatolia, Kia Super, BT.
So hopefully this video gives you a little bit of better understanding of NVDA and how you might use it in your classroom. And check it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below.